May 8th, 2015, from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. It was Game 3 from the 2015 NBA Playoff Round 2 matchup between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Chicago Bulls. And these two teams entered this game with one win each, having split in Cleveland before heading to Chicago here for Game 3, and what an exciting game this was. Definitely one for the ages. And in the first quarter, the Bulls would end up getting out to a lead early on. Mike Dunleavy hit a three-pointer that made it 11-7. And then Tristan Thompson would tie the game up, and moments later LeBron James would hit a three-pointer to give the Cavs the lead after the Bulls had taken the lead back. But a three-pointer by James made it a one-point lead at 16-15. And then with less than 2 minutes left in the quarter, Dellavedova hit a three-pointer to make it 21-16. And then another three-pointer, this one James Jones, and it was 24-16 before Taj Gibson would end up putting the Bulls back on the scoreboard to make it 24-18 after one, with the Cavs in the lead by 6. Then in the second quarter, with less than 6 minutes left before halftime, Kyrie Irving hit a three-pointer to make it 35-28. But then Dunleavy with a layup, and then Rose with a layup, and then Dunleavy with a three-pointer, and now it was a tie game at 35 apiece. And then fast forward to about 2.5 minutes left before halftime, and the Bulls had gone on a little run. First, Derrick Rose gets a layup. Dunleavy hits a deuce. Gasol then with the 20-footer, and now the Bulls were in the lead 44-40. But J.R. Smith responds with a three-pointer, put it to a one-point game at 44-43. And then with just over 30 seconds left, a three-pointer by Dellavedova would make it 49-47. So the Cavs were in the lead by 2 at halftime. Then in the third quarter, we saw 9 lead changes, and in the final moments, Mike Dunleavy would hit a three-pointer to make it 74-73, as the Bulls were in the lead after 3 by 1. Then in the fourth quarter, the excitement continued. We saw J.R. Smith, with like 2.5 minutes left in this game, hit a three-pointer to tie it up at 91. Then, with just 10 seconds left, J.R. Smith hits another three-pointer, and this one would tie it up at 96. This was after some free throws. Rose had went 1 for 2. LeBron James had hit both of his. Butler had a layup. Taj Gibson hit a pair of free throws. But then J.R. Smith with that three-pointer. It's a tie game, 96-96. So now the Bulls would get the ball, and they would end up calling a timeout. So now they had 3 seconds left, and they were inbounded from, in the half court. And so Derrick Rose comes off a screen. He gets the ball, and then Taj Gibson sets up a screen. Derrick Rose sends his defender into the screen. He comes around him. He puts up the three, and it banks off the glass, and the Bulls win 99-96. Oh my God, it was incredible. What an amazing shot by Derrick Rose. What a great screen by Taj Gibson. Just an incredible play. It was an incredible game. Didn't make it sound as exciting as it was until that moment, but the whole game was exciting. But that last shot by Derrick Rose had everybody going crazy. I was jumping out of my seat. It was nuts. And in this game, the way that the Bulls won this one was with a strong presence in the paint. They were crashing the boards hard. They had twice as many offensive rebounds. So those second chances, and they were getting to the foul line, and they shot 86.2% from the free throw line, and they were 25-29. So they made more free throws than the Cavs attempted. And the Bulls had 3 of their starting 5 scoring double digits, including 30 from Derrick Rose, including that 3 to win the game with the final moments. Also, Mirotic came off the bench for double digits. But I said Derrick Rose, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Jimmy Butler, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 steals, and 1 block. Mike Dunleavy, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And Pau Gasol, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks. Joakim Noah, 4 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks. And Nikola Mirotic off the bench, 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals. And Taj Gibson, 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 block off the bench. Just 1 point and 1 board shy of a double-double for Taj. So an amazing game. Just down to the wire. It was incredible. LeBron James had 27 points, 8 rebounds, 14 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. So a double-double for James. Tristan Thompson also had a double-double with 10 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, and he had 3 blocks as well. Kyrie Irving had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block. So those are the 3 starters that were in double digits for the Cavs. And Mozgov, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. Shumpert, 8 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. And off the bench, J.R. Smith, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Matthew Dellavedova, 10 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. James Jones, 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. So 2 players off the bench for double digits for the Cavs. So they actually saw 32 points scored off their bench. But the Bulls, their big men were getting it done. Joakim Noah was a presence in the paint. Just all around everybody. I mean, they had a lot of rebounds, 54 rebounds, 18 offensive rebounds to 9 offensive rebounds for the Cavs, 36 defensive to 30, and it was 54 rebounds for the Bulls versus 39 for the Cavaliers. The Cavs did have more assists, 23 to 17. The Bulls had more steals, 9 to 6, and more blocks, 10 to 9. But it was pretty close right there. But the real difference, as I was saying earlier, was the free throws, 25 of 29 versus 18 of 19 for Cleveland. Cleveland did shoot 94.7%, which is amazing, but just getting there 19 times versus 29 times is before the game. That was something that they complained about, was the officiating, that they weren't calling fouls for Derrick Rose. And in this game, Derrick Rose went to the free throw line 10 times, hit 9 of those shots for a 90% free throw shooting in the game. So the refs, they heard loud and clear, Thibodeau's anger over the officiating about not being called the fouls on Derrick Rose, against Derrick Rose, that they were committing against him, and they were calling those fouls here in Chicago. And so he got to the line, and that was the real big difference, along with those offensive rebounds, as Joakim Noah was just friggin' pounding the glass. So was Taj Gibson. They were a very strong presence in the paint. So a great game. Field goal shooting, the Cavs actually had a higher percentage, 39 to 37.8, just barely over 1% higher. And the Bulls really weren't hitting those threes, just 6 of 21, 28.6. The Cavs actually earlier in the game in the first half, 14 of 34 overall, 41.2% from downtown. That's why they were in the lead early, was that 3-point shooting. But just the free throws and the offensive boards, that was the difference for the Bulls in this game. And the Chicago Bulls take a 2-1 lead in the series. The final score in Game 3, Chicago 99, Cleveland 96.